In this video we will find out whether the DJI OM4 is worth $50 more than the Osmo Mobile 3 and if you should upgrade if you currently own the Osmo Mobile 3. Hey, what's up guys, my name is Julian from smartphonefilmmakingpro.com, which is the ultimate online course about smartphone filmmaking. And today we'll compare the two latest smartphone gimbals that DJI offers at the moment. I have divided this video into 5 different categories and the winner of each category will get a point. So let's start. The first category is the price and the package content. The OM4 comes in at about $150 and in the package you get a USB to USB Type-C cable, some literature, a little table tripod and a pouch for carrying your gimbal. The Osmo Mobile 3 on the other hand comes in 2 different options. You could either just buy the gimbal with a USB cable and the little pouch for about $90 or you could also pick the combo kit to get the same table tripod that you have here and a better carrying case. So overall the old gimbal is cheaper and has basically the same package content. So the first point goes to the Osmo Mobile 3. So the next category is the balancing part and that is where the OM4 really shines. I have used the Osmo Mobile 3 for about half a year and to be honest I was never super happy with the balancing process. It's not impossibly difficult, but especially if you have a heavier phone, the balancing process can get pretty difficult. I also heard from a lot of people that were struggling with the balancing part. So this definitely was something you would have to invest some time into and there was definitely a learning curve. In the full Smartphone Filmmaking Pro online course, I do have an in-depth video about the balancing part of the Osmo Mobile 3 in case you have one and you are struggling with it. With the OM4 on the other hand, basically all I just said is obsolete because the balancing process basically doesn't exist anymore. You just put this little clamp onto your smartphone, you should try to center it as good as you can and then you align the 2 dots together and boom, the magnets will do its thing. Then you just turn the gimbal on and you are ready to go. And this is actually amazing what DJI did here and this pretty much revolutionized the gimbal scene. I have never seen anything like this and I'm pretty curious to seeing a technique like this on the bigger cameras. So overall this point clearly goes to the OM4. The next category is the payload each gimbal can carry. And when I was researching and testing for this video, I was actually pretty sure that the OM4 has way stronger motors than the Osmo Mobile 3 and that the payload would be a lot higher. But to my surprise, I found out that the payload each gimbal can carry is actually completely identical. Both gimbals can carry up to 290 grams. And just to put things in perspective, an iPhone 12 Pro Max, so the bigger one, not this one, weighs about 230 grams and a Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra only weighs about 209 grams. So both should be able to carry pretty much any phone. And actually recently a lot of people have been asking me whether the gimbal can carry a heavy phone combined with an add-on lens, like for example an anamorphic lens. The anamorphic lens from Moment weighs about 38 grams, so you can basically do the math yourself. And the only problem is that most of those add-on lenses require a case in order to be able to mount the lens onto your smartphone. So when I was researching for this video, I found out that a typical phone case weighs about 40 grams. So you just have to check which phone you have and then you do the math. So overall, it definitely depends on the phone you have. Using an iPhone 12 Pro Max with a case and with an add-on lens, well, this might cause some issues. I have already ordered an anamorphic lens for my iPhone 12 Pro, so I will definitely test that and let you know as soon as I can. But like I said, DJI claims that the payload is identical on both gimbals. And yes, this might be true, but from my tests I found that the motors on the OM4 just seem to be a lot stronger and more durable. I could be wrong, but that's just what I experienced. So even though on paper they are identical, I will still give this point to the OM4. So the next category is smoothness. And to be honest, if you balance the Osmo Mobile 3 correct, well, both gimbals will deliver you super steady and super smooth shots. When testing the gimbals with my iPhone 11 Pro and with the 12 Pro, I could not really tell a difference whether a gimbal was smoother than the other. So this category is a draw. And the last category is the overall ease of use. And to be honest, except of the balancing part, these two gimbals operate completely identical. The app is the same, the buttons are similar, the battery is the same, and the overall experience when using the gimbal is the same. So since I already gave a point to the OM4 for the balancing part, I will call this category a draw again. So of course, we could test a ton of other categories as well, but to be honest, like I said, except of the balancing part and maybe the slightly stronger motors, it will always be a draw. So now the question you probably have been waiting for: should you upgrade to the OM4? And in my opinion, there is one factor that should be the basis for your decision. And that is, do you struggle with the balancing part on your Osmo Mobile 3? If the answer is yes, and you often get jittery and jerky shots, well, the reason for that is probably that you didn't balance the gimbal properly. So in this case, I can highly recommend that you upgrade to the OM4. You will definitely enjoy the new balancing experience and the time that you will save with this new mechanism. And if you currently have no gimbal at all, or maybe an even older gimbal, which one should you get? In my opinion, it depends on the budget that you have and the time you want to invest into learning how to balance the Osmo Mobile 3. But I think everybody should decide for himself. And like I said before, if you want to learn more about smartphone filmmaking, if you want to get really serious about your smartphone video game, you should definitely check out my free 45-minute webinar where I reveal the top 5 secrets to achieving cinematic smartphone footage. In the full course, we currently have over 40 videos and over 4 hours of super high valuable content teaching you every step it takes on becoming a pro in smartphone filmmaking. But that's it for this video, guys. If you have any further questions, please let me know.